ago for not giving my mother more access to my son, 6 months. That time my husband told her we are the parents and do not need her to interfere in decisions we make for our son. He also told her that none of this was her concern and she should stay out of things when she does not know the full story. Mill tried to argue with my husband but he shut her down and firmly. 2 weeks ago my MIL brought this up when my husband was not present and I told her that I understood she felt she was advocating for a fellow grandmother and mother of a grown child, but that she didn't understand my mother. I told her my mother was a cold and uncaring mother. She had 3 kids and my older siblings had no contact with either of us for over 20 years because as soon as they were able they moved out. That even when they were minors living with us they spent most of their time out of the house. That I remember she was just as cold to them as she was to me. I told her I have never felt loved or cared about by my mother, and that I went very low contact with her because it's difficult to have a relationship with a parent who responds with "why are you so sensitive" whenever you try to bring up the topic of the coldness. I told her my mother has accused me of being too sensitive and so emotional my whole life. I told her I was never held, hugged or kissed by my mother in my memory and I do not want that for my child, and that I do not want to have her around more to expose myself to that pain, and that I have worked on myself for many years to be a better mother than she was. I told her I did not want to discuss it again and asked her to have some compassion. On Thursday my Mill stopped by and told me she ran into my mother who told her she was trying to meet her grandson. She told me my mother was very upset. Then she told me I should forget about the past and let her be a better mother and grandmother in the present and future. She told me I was wrong for holding the past against her and she clearly does care now. She spoke to me like I was a child and I became angry. I told her to keep her nose out of my business and that none of this concerned her. My husband was not home at this time. My MIL became angry and I told her to leave. She complained to my husband. He told her she deserved everything I said and more. He also accused her of lacking compassion. He told me not to worry about his mother and he said he won't let this happen again. She told me I did not need to be so rude to her face and I should learn how to disagree without getting so angry. This is what makes me pause and made me want to ask AITA.